The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council buzzed with anticipation. Representatives from over 300 spacefaring civilizations occupied their designated platforms, floating at various heights according to their species status and tenure in the Council. The chamber itself was a marvel of xenoarchitecture, designed to accommodate beings ranging from methane-breathing giants to microscopic silicon-based collectives. High Chancellor Zix Voon, a gaseous entity contained within an ornate hovering apparatus, pulsed with multicolored lights, signaling the beginning of the session. Esteemed colleagues, the Chancellor's translation matrix conveyed, today marks a historic occasion. After decades of observation, we welcome representatives from Sol 3 Earth for evaluation of their petition for Council membership. Murmurs rippled through the assembly. Earth was a curiosity, a Class 9 gravity well, with extreme climatic variations that should have prevented advanced civilization. Yet somehow, these bipedal creatures had not only survived, but developed faster than light travel independently. First Speaker Thalmok, of the Centaurian Alliance, fluttered his tendrils in a gesture of skepticism. Let us not waste valuable council time. The humans barely understand unified field theory. Their FTL drive is crude at best, dangerous at worst. They also engage in physical combat for entertainment, added Representative Quill of the Procyon Collective, her crystalline form shimmering with disapproval. Barbaric tendencies persist in their culture. Chancellor Zix Voon pulsed soothingly. As per Protocol 7.3, all species achieving independent FTL capability are entitled to petition. Let us proceed with open minds. The massive doors at the chamber's far end parted. 3 humans entered, appearing almost comically small against the vast architectural scale. 2 males and 1 female, dressed in what appeared to be ceremonial attire, dark suits with subtle blue accents. The delegation approached the central platform, which adjusted to their gravity requirements with a subtle hum. Humans of Sol 3, the Chancellor began formally. You stand before the united wisdom of galactic civilization, seeking recognition and membership. Please state your qualifications. The female human stepped forward. Thank you, Chancellor Zix Voon. I am Dr. Eleanor Chen, Chief Ambassador of the United Earth Government. With me are Dr. Kwame Osei, our Chief Physicist, and Admiral James Nakamura, representing our defense forces. Her voice was calm, measured, betraying none of the awe most species displayed upon first entering the Grand Chamber. Earth respectfully petitions for observer status within the Galactic Council, she continued. We've achieved independent faster-than-light travel, unified our planetary government, and eliminated large-scale armed conflict among our population. First Speaker Thalmok's tendrils rippled with barely contained derision. Your species has existed for a mere blink of cosmic time. The youngest council member has maintained interstellar civilization for 12,000 years. What could Earth possibly contribute? Dr. Chen smiled politely. Perhaps a fresh perspective, First Speaker. Perspective, scoffed Representative Quill. Your species still relies on biological reproduction. You live perhaps a century at most. Your perspective is necessarily limited. Admiral Nakamura cleared his throat. With respect, Representative, our limited lifespan has forced us to innovate rapidly. Innovation? Thalmok's translator barely managed to convey his incredulity. Your spacecraft still utilize reaction mass. Our vessels have harnessed vacuum energy for millennia. Dr. Osei, who had remained silent until now, stepped forward. He was a tall, slender man with eyes that seemed to calculate constantly. Fascinating, he said, studying the hovering platforms. You're using monopolar gravity manipulation. Elegant, but inefficient. A profound silence fell over the chamber. I beg your pardon? The Chancellor's lights pulsed in what appeared to be confusion. Your technology, Osei clarified, gesturing to the floating platforms. It creates artificial gravity wells through matter-antimatter microsynthesis. Clever, but the energy loss through quantum tunneling must be enormous. Thalmok's tendrils froze in place. How could you possibly know the principles of our technology? Your species has not been granted access to Council archives. Dr. Chen's diplomatic smile never wavered. We don't need access, first speaker. Dr. Osei developed a similar system 3 years ago, but abandoned it as inefficient. Our current gravity manipulation technology uses zero-point field distortion. It requires approximately 1/10 the energy expenditure. The chamber erupted in a cacophony of translated exclamations. Chancellor Zix Voon pulsed rapidly, attempting to restore order. Impossible. Quill's crystalline form vibrated with agitation. Zero-point manipulation at your technological level would require computational abilities far beyond organic brains. Admiral Nakamura raised an eyebrow. We don't rely solely on organic computation, representative. Earth developed quantum neural interfaces 20 years ago. 20 years? The Chancellor's translation matrix seemed to struggle with conveying the proper level of shock. The Proxima Collective has been researching such technology for 7 centuries without success. Dr. Chen nodded sympathetically. Necessity drives innovation, Chancellor. Earth is a harsh world by galactic standards. We evolved under constant threat of extinction from our environment, from ourselves. It forced us to adapt rapidly or perish. Dr. Osei pulled a small device from his pocket. With your permission, a demonstration? Before the Council could respond, he activated the device. Instantly, the gravitational field in the chamber shifted. Every hovering platform, some weighing thousands of tons, rose by precisely 1 meter, then gently returned to their original positions. Stunned silence gripped the assembly. How? Thalmok's translator failed to complete the question. Admiral Nakamura spoke softly. Humanity's history is filled with existential threats. We've faced planetary cataclysms, nuclear standoffs, resource depletion, and climate collapse. Those who survive such challenges either evolve extraordinary capabilities or develop extraordinary technologies. We did both. Dr. Chen stepped forward again. The Council values stability, and rightfully so. Your civilizations have achieved wonders through millennia of gradual progress. Earth offers something different: adaptation through crisis. Our petition for observer status is genuine, but we also come with an offer. An offer? The Chancellor's lights pulsed cautiously. Our preliminary analysis of Council records suggests you've encountered challenges that resist conventional solutions: the void incursions in the Carina arm, the quantum plague affecting the Sagittarius worlds. The chamber went completely still. Those were classified crises, information restricted to the highest Council levels. We believe we can help, Dr. Chen said simply. Chancellor Zix Voon's containment field fluctuated with what appeared to be the equivalent of a deep breath. Ambassador Chen, your delegation has certainly made an impression. The Council will require time to process this unexpected development. Of course, Chancellor. Dr. Chen bowed slightly. Earth has waited thousands of years to join the galactic community. We can wait a few more days. As the human delegation was escorted to the diplomatic quarters, the Grand Chamber remained unnaturally quiet. The shock of realizing that the primitive newcomers might actually be the most advanced species in the room would take time to process. First speaker, Thalmok drifted close to the Chancellor. This changes everything, he said, his translation set to private. The Chancellor's lights pulsed in agreement. Indeed, it appears we've been observing Earth all these years, believing we were watching a primitive species take its first steps into the cosmos. When in reality, Thalmok's tendrils curled thoughtfully. We were watching giants rise.